New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. From the New York Post. It was back in 1944 when both of them arrived at Camp Florence in a remote area of southern Arizona. Friedrich, a Luftwaffe medic, had been captured in Italy, was one of the 370,000 German fighters shipped to 600 work camps in the United States as war raged on in Europe. Eleanor grew up in a mostly white but racially tolerant Boston suburb, where her family included a grandmother who escaped slavery as a teen and came north via the Underground Railroad, and were respected local leaders. She seethed over her assignment to tend to foreign prisoners. Army policy barred nearly all black nurses from prestigious work in the wars overseas. Friedrich came from cosmopolitan Vienna and only son of a well-known but emotional cold family. His parents gave him a fine education. He spoke fluent English, but little attention. He drew comfort from jazz music, especially the sultry sounds of New Orleans, and adored singers Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald. For him, the tall, curvaceous Eleanor was everything he imagined an American woman to be. He wooed her with treats from camp kitchen, where he worked as a cook. He would even deliver a specifically made apple strudel to her with a wink. She would theatrically blow him a kiss to get a laugh from the other nurses at the table. He hoarded ingredients to make her Wiener Schnitzel, and everyone else got meatloaf. When Frederick taught a baking class in camp recreational program, Eleanor was the first to sign up. They made eyes at each other while kneading dough. Encouraged, he volunteered to work at the camp's hospital as a translator. Harriet higher-ups never noticed how often he managed to sneak off with Second Lieutenant Powell for kisses and caresses in a quiet stairwell. They finally consummated their love on the operating table in an unused surgical theater between procedures. With access to hospital schedules, Eleanor would strategically choose an empty room. What might have been a passing if risky fling continued more than a year. As Germany surrendered, atomic bombs were dropped on Japan and diplomats drew up peace plans. The lovers were never exposed, even when Friedrich was caught leaving the prisoners' barracks for a late-night rendezvous. The guard shaved his head and beat him, but didn't find out where he had been going. No German POW could win a visa and remain in the United States. There was only one path to a post-war reunion. They decided Friedrich must father Eleanor's American child. Just before he boarded a ship back to Europe in April of 1946, they conceived a son. Eleanor hid her pregnancy throughout the final months of the Army service, then returned to Massachusetts to give birth. The plan worked. With baby Stefan's birth certificate, Friedrich got a visa. On July 26, 1947, days after his return to the United States, he and Eleanor married in New York City. He changed his name to Friedrich to signal the start of his new American life. But making a home in a bigoted city turned out to be even harder than carrying on their forbidden romance. Over the next decade, they made countless moves across 2 continents in search of community to welcome their mixed-race family, which soon included a second son, Chris. In Boston, one landlord after another evicted them. Some would be neighbors objecting to living near an ex-Nazi soldier. Others could not bear a black woman next door. In Pennsylvania, Stefan was forced into segregated elementary schools despite state laws outlawing them. Back in Germany, where Friedrich worked in his father's new brick-making business, his mother's racism drove them away. At last, they found Village Creek, a consciously integrated neighborhood in Norwalk, Connecticut, and settled down with their children. Friedrich transformed his trade into captivity into a career. He became a vice president of Pepperidge Farms in charge of experimental kitchen. One of his signature products was an apple pie tart, an echo of the special strudels he created for Eleanor decades before. The Alberts remained in Connecticut home until Frederick's death back in 2001 at the age of 75. Eleanor succumbed to cancer at the age of 84 in 2005. Great story, right? Everything, ended up, great. They lived a long, happy life, nothing detrimental happened, right? Great, perfect. Somebody just has to explain to me, why is it that a black woman decided that she wanted to be with a Nazi soldier? Can somebody explain that to me? I would love to hear the plausible reason as to why this is okay. Just I would just want to know why. Knowing the fact of what those soldiers did, what they're able to do, some of the experiments and a variety of things that took place by way of them, and how it was that they were going to quote unquote cleanse the world. Why is it that magically a black woman supernaturally found love, safety, and everything else within him? And then, knowing the fact that he was going to have to go back because he is a Nazi soldier, he is a POW, she decided to come up with a plan to basically keep him here, which was conceiving a child with him. Wow. Wow. Like I said before, you can't make this up. Like I said, I can't name you another ethnicity, right, that would do something like this. I've never heard of a multitude of stories or anything of that nature where you would have, people of tons of people, right, who are a part of the Jewish faith, deciding that, what, we should go ahead and marry, Nazis. I've never seen those stories. I've never seen tons of them just going out here doing this. You can only happen to find things like this supernaturally within the black community, literally, which is crazy, which is 100% crazy. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have some individuals out there that are going to, decide that they want to glorify this, and they think that, oh, why are you talking about this story like this? There's nothing negative about this story. You're just trying to find. No, 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 no. You're not paying attention to the main part. This dude is a Nazi at the end of the day. And this is who she decided to have a child with, to get married to. This is a black woman, educated, out there, saving lives or what have you. She could have literally been with anybody else in the world, but she chose somebody who was a Nazi. Let that sink in. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the story and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.